YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Good evening. Oh, microphone was all the way over there. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday. I don't know what day it is in. I think it's still September. I'm not really certain what day I'm on, what planet I'm on, or anything else, because we have the COVID again. So if I cough and splutter and everything else tonight, I do apologize. I will try and mute myself as we go along. We got it last week when we came back from London, when Rufus was coming back, and the lady just behind us diagonally decided to cough and splatter over us all, which was the lovely COVID. We've been really poorly with it, actually, really poorly with it. I've now lost about 95% of my sense of smell and taste. Rufus has lost his final 5 to 10% of his sense of smell and taste. So yeah, it's going to get a little bit iffy now as to, has the milk gone off? Is that meat okay? Is it, you know, all of that? Is that pineapple on the turn? Won't be able to tell any of that anymore. But yes, anyway, I'm here. I probably sound a bit snotty. I feel very snotty, and we're going to try for 2 hours. We're going to see how we are after an hour and see how we are after an hour and a half. So we're going to get the first hour under our belts and then take it bit by bit. Now, you might notice, I've got my green glasses here as well. Now, you might notice there's a few different things with the channel. The first thing, right there in the title, it says Super Chat donations to QJump. That is right. We have finally crossed that magic number of 3,000 watch hours. Thank you, Ed. I'm looking very glamorous. Thank you. I know, right? This is what happens when you're poorly. You just go smoky eyes, because I can do it with my eyes literally shut. That's what I do. But we have now been monetized to the extent that we can do super chats. We can do super chats. So I've had to change everything. So you can see the banner up here has changed. This is now just for the memberships and private readings. So we're still doing our channel memberships at beyondauthentic.co.uk, but via Buy Me a Coffee. So that's all there, but you can go to the website for more information on that. And then if you do want a reading, look, I'm going to show you, right? We're not opening around just yet, but I will show you what it looks like. Are you ready? Oh. I know, right? It's like we're a proper YouTube channel now. We can actually do it all in-house. So if anybody does want to guarantee their reading is up next, I've just realized I was wondering what that was there, but that's my witch's diary. And I need to keep that out because there is a recipe in here for a pumpkin soup. Sorry, I've just been completely distracted. Where did I put it? Was it that one or was it in this one? Here we go. Look, spicy pumpkin soup. The witches, these witches calendars, witches diaries are fantastic for all sorts of stuff you didn't know you needed. Anyway, so what have I been up to whilst we've been poorly? As well as applying to the YouTube thingy and getting the super chats brought on stream. I also feel like I'm really in a weird position today. I don't know why, but there we go. As well as sorting all of that out, to make life a hell of a lot easier for the mods, to make life easier for me, and also for you and everybody that wants to guarantee a reading. Instead of having to go outside of YouTube and go and find a website and go and link on this and is it the right one and all of that, you can just do it in-house now. They should, in theory, show up on a different part of my screen. So I should have, if super chats come in or super stickers, I don't think I have sent super chats to people. And I have sent, there's something else, super thanks, but I don't think I've ever sent a sticker. So I don't know. I will still, today's going to be a bit of a test. I will still be working out as we go through today what happens at the back end from my screen when somebody does send a super chat. So I will be working that out. But I've got a little bit, I'm already feeling out of breath. I know, right? I've got a little bit of, well, not so much advanced, really. It's not advanced knowledge, but Sunday. Am I right in thinking, like, first of all, I don't even know what today's date is. Is this the last week of the month? Is that right? Yes, today's the 26th, so that is right. Which means then Sunday is the 1st of October, which means Sunday is the start of Spooktober. I'm so excited. So, as you'll know, if you've been here in previous years, every October I like to get into the Halloween spooky season. Now, last year, good reminder, turn my phone down. Last year I was poorly. The year before was all about the cancer. And then before that, it was all about the COVID. So hopefully this year, I'm going to be able to do some of the things I've got planned. Now, on this channel, that means going through some really spooky tarot card set decks, reviewing them, doing flip throughs, maybe even using them on my streams. So the first one of those has already been out. 2 have been filmed, 1's been edited and is already raring to go. So from Sunday on the channel, as well as the live streams and as well as things like the podcast, the Witch Casket unboxings, you'll start to see more of the tarot reviews coming through. So I've got, I think, 4 or 5 witchy, spooky, Halloweeny themed ones coming up, so that'll be good. And then as we go through the month, I will start using more and more of those decks, showing you what they are in practice. But also I am working on, again, it all depends on how soon I can get rid of this, but it all depends on if I can get rid of this bug, flu, COVID. If I can get rid of it, is actual as well, because we did an actual test, but if I can get rid of it in time, then I've also got some actual witchy shit to film. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. I'm not mentioning it or when it's due, because every time I do that, I get poorly and everything gets delayed. But anyway, that is what we're going to be working on, and that is what's coming up in Spooktober. So yeah, starting Sunday, I can't believe we're already there. We're already at Spooktober. It's so exciting. Right then, everybody, let's crack on and see how tonight is going to go with some tarot readings. I've got to move. By the way, Patricia, that deck that you sent me, love it. I love it so much. I filmed. I don't know whether I'm going to have to film it again, because I was very, very, very snotty and poorly filming it. So there's a lot of editing going to be needed. But I filmed the flip through first reaction and a quick little oracle reading using it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God is all I'm going to say. Oh my gods. So then, right, let's have a look. So I'm just having... Sorry. I'm just having a moment is what I'm having. I'm just getting up the what's it called? There we go. Just getting up the WhatsApp for the mods in case it's needed. And right then, let me have a look. Oh, no, it's wonderful. Thank you, Patricia. It's really good. I'll send you some money for it. Thank you very much. So we've got Patricia, we've got Ed, we've got Lou Who. Good evening, Lou. I'm starting to feel a bit better, although it does feel like my kidneys have been jumped on. Not good. Probably not good. Alison, congratulations on the super chat. Thank you, my darling. It's been a long time coming. So yay. We're just going to, it just means everything's a lot easier in house. If people want a tarot reading, it's a lot easier to grab that now. You've just seen an advert for the Witch's Full Color Planner by Amy Cesari. I don't know what that is. I get every year, and I've been getting it every year for about 7 or 8 years now. I get the Witch's Date Book by Llewellyn. It's very Wiccan, very, very Wiccan. But I love the fact, if you look, you can see on each page, it's got the moon phase, the cycle. It's got where things are in it's just lots. There's lots in it. Plus in the back, there's 4 listings of like standard correspondences and things, which are always useful to have on hand. So yeah, really, really good. You've just changed your Ring doorbell notification to a witch's cackle for spooky season. That is very cool. That is very cool. Grace is here. Good evening to Grace. You've just finished, Lou, building the Hocus Pocus Lego house ready for October. Wow, that's good. That's good. I'm assuming it's from the film. That sounds really cool. That does sound really cool. So then the podcast is up. Hello to Grace. Hello, everybody else. The podcast is up. September's podcast is now up. Just managed to get in there at the end of the month, didn't I? That was supposed to be up a lot earlier, but with Rufus's surgery and everything that happened, it was a bit difficult. But anyway, enough. The podcast is up. There's more videos coming your way next week in terms of tarot cards and things like that. So everything is rolling forward now, despite the fact that, you know, we've been a bit poorly. I've been in bed all week, but, you know, we're not going to talk about that today because we are back on the stream. So let's crack on. Let's start with some tarot readings. So then, as always, there are 2 ways to get a reading on this channel. The first way is to pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I'll then grab one of those at random. 9 times out of 10, it's a toss-up, whether I'm picking somebody's reading, a message from the mods, or whether I'm clicking on a different screen on the StreamYard and loading up things in the background that you can't see. So it's a complete random. When I say I pick them at random, it's completely at random. But if you want to guarantee your reading, you can now go ahead and send a super chat. That's right. You can put your question in the form of a question as a super chat. We have said to do a minimum of £4 because that's what it was on the other one, but we're just going to roll with super chats tonight. So if you want a super chat, if you want to guarantee your reading, just send a super chat and we'll see what happens. So yeah, let's open a round. And just in case you missed all of that information, I've got a handy video, but before I do have to roll this little banner on the bottom of the screen, which says, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, please do seek out a professional in those areas. I am not a professional in those areas. A bit like a makeup artist. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just a gifted extra, right? Just gifted amateur. A bit like counseling. I'm not a qualified counselor. No, I'm not a qualified lawyer either. But I can tell right from wrong, but I'm not a qualified lawyer. And even though I knew there was something wrong with my heart with the COVID thing, even though 111 said, oh no, you don't need any medicine, I knew that there was, and it turns out there is a little bit, but it's all good, right? But I'm still not a qualified doctor. Bear that in mind. But anyway, let's go ahead and get the readings open. If you want a tarot reading, go ahead, put your request into the live chat starting now, and or super chat. So then let's have a look. So Neil's here. Good evening, Neil. I hope you are well, my friends. We're good. We're good. Let's have a look. So I've got questions in. I've got 2 questions in. So far you got a 50-50 chance. So I'm just going to scroll these 2 here and we're going to go with that one. Nope. That's nothing. Right, again, we're going to go. Excuse me. We're going to go with this one. I am clicking on. Why is my screen? Right, hang on a second. Let me take that off. Let me take that banner off. Right, it shouldn't make a difference. So between that one and this one, we're clicking on this one. Grace, where's my glasses gone? Hang on. It's so small on my screen. Right, Grace. Oh gosh. Current. Hang on. Did I ping the other ones? Oh, I did. Here we go. Current feelings of Marek towards you. Okay, Marek's current feelings towards Grace. I'll have a look at that for you, Grace. Let me go ahead. Good evening, Holland. Hello, my darling. Let me go ahead and change on the doodah. Let me change the doodah. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to change again. I wish this was blooming with the COVID, but it's not, is it? It's just my poor brain. Right, let's have a look. So we're going to swap the camera to the card cam and go ahead and bring in. I even forgot the ability to speak today. I know, right? We're going to bring in Wispy. So then, my friend, hang on. There we go. Right then, Wispy. Grace would like to know the current feelings of Marek towards her. Current feelings of Marek towards Grace. That's what we're going to have a look at. So, yes, super chat, super stickers, super thanks, super... I don't know what the rest of it is, but it's all now linked. It's all now available via that there YouTube. So then we'll speak. What are the current feelings Marek has towards Grace? Let's have a look. So where you are now, what you need to know, and the opportunity. Oh, so where you are now, 2 of Wands. Now, Wands for me, right? 2s do normally denote connections, but 2s can quite often, 2s do feel like a partnership, right? But the 2 of Wands, if there's ever going to be a friend zone, that's the card that's the friend zone one, right? The 2 of Wands is the friend zone because it's about confidence, self-esteem, and all of those lovely things, but it isn't in any way romantic. So it kind of feels like you might be friend zoned, if that makes sense. I don't know what your connection is at the moment. It does feel... Now, the reason I say this for me is friend zoned is because, yes, we've got the match and we've got the candle, but you use the match to light the candle. Do you get what I mean? So it's like the 2 don't exist for very long together in an ongoing way. It's like they support one another, but there isn't that lifelong bonds, that connection, that romantic energy there. So this is the friend zone card. Okay. So where you are now, I think you're both in that friend zone sort of zone. Speaking is good for today is what you need to know. The 3 of Wands reversed. So I don't think there's plans. It doesn't feel the 3 of Wands. 3s for me can mean a progression. So bringing in maybe, like children, pets, a throuple even. But it can mean, or in terms of a business partnership, it can bring in business partners or colleagues or clients or things like that. But in this reading, it again feels like what you need to know, Grace, is that maybe there isn't the desire to either go back to anything deeper or to take that friendship any further forward, if that makes sense. The reversal is quite clear because it's saying no. Like if it was this way up, it's like, yes, we're friends, but there's a chance we could move forward. There's a chance things could develop. We could do the friends with benefits route. We could be friends who, start having mixed feelings, all of that. This way round, it's like, no, I think there may have been an opportunity to take things forward, which is why the 3 has shown up. But because it's reversed, that's where it's literally saying, no, it's gone. It's not there anymore. And then the opportunity, we've got the World reversed. Now, the World normally is quite a good card. You can see here, we've got the more standard sort of, or a version of the card. It came up reversed, but I'll show you it the right way up. So quite often you get the maiden in the wreath. This time the wreath has been replaced by the snake because it's the Ouroboros. It's the ending and beginning of the circle. So the World is literally putting things back to the beginning of the tarot suit. So it means that it literally goes from card 21 back to card 0. And that often the way this is framed is positioning the person, the World figure, back to that 0. So they're stepping through the portal back to the Fool's position, the starting position in the tarot deck. Now, for me, what that relates to is literally, look, you are, whether you want to be or not, you are going back to square zero. You're going back to the start of things. Now, what this does mean as an opportunity is that if you were wanting a relationship with Marek, if you were wanting something physical, sexual, emotional, sort of a relationship, then it frees you up to go elsewhere, to look elsewhere, not to keep pining for Marek. Equally, if it's something that, you know, you've had a fallout or whatever, this frees you up to move forward and to go your own way, basically. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Again, I don't know what your connection is with Marek. I don't know whether there was a physical or romantic basis there before, but the way it is now, I do think it doesn't look like it's going there in any time in the future. But that is going to be your reading for today. Thank you ever so much for the question. And yeah, I hope that gives you some clarity. I really, really, really do. Thank you, Grace. And yeah, that is your answer. So right then, let's have a look. Let me go back into the live chat. That makes sense then, Grace. Exactly. That makes sense. For those of you who don't know internet chat, Patricia, FWB, what does FWB mean? It means friends with benefits. So it means your friends who occasionally have an adult sleepover. And I don't mean that you just like watching horror films and, you know, eating pizza till 3 a.m. I mean, like the other type of adult sleepover. Yeah, that one. So yeah, so it does feel then that there isn't any desire to take it any further than that. So if you can handle that, Grace, then all's good. All's good. No judgment, never any judgment on this channel. But thank you ever so much for your questions. You've got a few of them. Friends with benefits. Right. Now, it depends what benefits you're talking about, Patricia, because someone that makes you a really nice blackberry and apple pie, or, you know, makes a lovely shepherd's pie, brings to your door, that is a different benefit than the type of friends with benefits that Grace is talking about. Grace's friends with benefits tickles a pickle and floats a boat. Oh, you had a few. Right. Okay. You get what I'm meaning then. For a split second, Patricia, I was looking, thinking, you're older than me, girl. Like, how do you not know what this is? But she does. She does. She wrote the book on it. Anyway, let's not go there. Nobody wants to go there. Well, I'm sure Patricia did. But anyway, enough. We're going to crack on with some more tarot reading. So if you would like a reading, go ahead. You know what to do. Put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then grab one of those at random, or you can guarantee your question now by just sending a super chat. There's a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! I don't know what keeps happening. I think it might have been me with my finger on the little button. I think I might have clicked it twice. But anyway, let me entertain you. No, let me have a look. I'm just taking off my Crocs because, you know, I'm a stylish old bird. I've got my Crocs on because, you know, is that still what kids wear? Is it like, oh shit, hang on, sorry everyone, my cushion on my footstool thing, which isn't a footstool at all, it's actually something I bought a long time ago. It's a box, sort of like an urn type shaped box, right, that I was supposed to do things with, but it's now sat under my desk with a cushion on top to rest my feet on, because I'm that old. Do young people still wear Crocs? I don't know. I don't know whether they're cool again. Let's have a look. Please don't do the capitals, Corey Ray. The Nightbot doesn't like it. That's why it flags up this message. Nightbot is YouTube's like hall monitor, basically, if you get what I mean, right? It's the hall monitor. So it checks that you've got your hall pass and all of that. And it keeps flagging up. So if you've got lots of capitals, or if you've got emojis, or if you use the God word, that's all flagged, as well as lots of other, nasty words. Because it's Nightbot is the little sort of golem from Minecraft. Makes no sense. But anyway, right, let's have a look at the questions. So pardon me, my coffee repeated on me. I hope you didn't hear that. Right, so basically we've got 2 questions in. I'm going to flick between the 2 like this. So we've got one. I don't know which one we're going with, and you're going to stop it there. As always, thank you, Wispy. Right, come on. One of these 2. This one. Oh, flipping heck. Going again. Third time's the charm, right? Here. Oh my God. The chat keeps moving and it keeps clicking up. Right. Here we go. I'm going with that one. I can't read. Oh, it is Corey Ray. Hang on a second. Let me get my specs on. I know this is quite a disorganized stream tonight. I do apologize. I will get my shit together as we go along, I am sure. I feel like I haven't streamed in about 6 months. It feels very strange. Right, Corey, what does that actually say? Let me put it in blue on a screen that I can read. Finances are tight. Will I have enough money to pay my house rent next week? Let me have a look. We'll have a look. So then, let me change camera. So Wispy, we've got Corey Ray, who needs to know, are they going to have enough money next week to pay the bills? That's what we want to know, Wispy. Is Corey Ray going to have enough money coming in to pay the bills? That is what we want to know. Let's have a look. Hang on, let me take the ticker tape off. Oh, no, that's not the right one. There we go. Right then, let's have a look. So, Wispy, is Corey Ray going to have enough money to pay the house rent next week? What I'm going to do, Corey, is I'm going to look at all 3 cards as one single answer, okay? So we'll look for a pattern, and we'll use 3 cards to get one single answer. I'll interpret each card individually as I do that, though, so don't worry. Let's have a look. There we go. Page of Cups. Ooh, the Death card and the Knight of Swords. Ooh, right. Okay. Okay, so I always say on this channel, I give you the answers you need, not necessarily the answers that you're looking for or what you want to hear. So the Page of Cups, one second, sorry. The Page of Cups is talking about youthful energy. Now it's youthful and it's linked in with emotions. So this is kind of quite an interesting card for this sort of question, because it's talking about maybe there were things that could have been done before now, but we're not going to harp on that, if that makes sense. Then we've got the Death card reverse. Now that is talking about transitions and changes, because the Death card almost exclusively does not mean death. Okay, It never really does. What it means is a change, a time of transition, a time of transformation. Now, when it's reversed, it means it's going to be a difficult time. So I do think there may well be an issue with paying it. And when we then get the Knight of Swords, the swords are the trouble and strife, the challenge cards. Now, what I would say from these two is I don't know whether you've got children, but we've got a very young figure and a teenage energy figure. Now, this could be related to actual kids, or this could be related to like youthful naivety and teenage don't give a sod, sod it type attitude, that rebelliousness. So these two could be going on in terms of attitude, or it could be related to actual children. But this card in the center, I think, is the most important one, because what this card is saying, this death reversed, is saying that there is going to be this transformation happening, but it's unwanted. Now, what I would say, my darling, is look, before you get to the point where your rent is due, right? Before you get to that point, speak to your landlord, your letting agent, housing association. Try and get an extension on it if you can. If money's going to come in a little bit later, try and get an extension on that rent. If you're already behind in rent, seek some advice, get some advice. If you're in the UK, look at things like Citizens Advice Bureau, welfare rights, people like that. Try and get some advice on what to do and how to get this sorted. If you're in the UK, I know that there are emergency loans that benefit systems can help with and things like that. I don't know how much of a rigmarole they are to get and what paperwork is involved and how you have to jump through the hoops. And likewise, I don't know if you're in another country whether those things are still available, but do please get some advice, because what these cards are saying is that I don't think next week there will be enough money, or if there is, you might just be able to pay the rent but then not pay any bills, not be able to buy food. You know what I mean? So before you get to that point, I would definitely go ahead and proactively try and get an extension or get some sort of understanding put in, if that makes sense, Corey. Let me, Wispy, what we're going to do is I want to pull another. We'll pull another 3 cards for Corey. Okay, let's look a little bit later into the month ahead, and let's just see whether there's going to be a pattern. I'm going to do the same thing, Wispy, all 3 cards, and I'm going to do 1 cut to get those 3 cards, and those 3 cards will give us an idea financially for October. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So just bear with everybody. If you're looking for a question, bear with in the chat. I will open up another round very, very shortly. We've got the Emperor reversed, the 3 of Cups reversed, and the Hanged One reversed. Right, again, reversals, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But let's have a look. So the Emperor is talking about a position of authority. Okay, so this could be a boss, or this could be a landlord, something like that. But that Emperor, the fact that the Emperor's reversed, it could be pointing to you needing to make some really difficult decisions in order to move forward next month or in the coming few weeks, and maybe change some plans. Maybe the property you're in is too expensive for where you are now financially, and you might need to look at finding something cheaper, or really doing something to bring some extra money in. I don't know what that is in this day and age. Take pictures of your feet and put them on the internet. That's what seems to be the going trend, doesn't it? Ugh. I can't imagine why anybody would pay for that. I'd pay never to see another foot again in all my life. The 3 of Cups, again, it's bringing me back to this idea of children. The 3 of Cups is talking about there being a family unit involved. So I don't know, again, whether this is whether you have a family, or whether this is looking at maybe sort of your siblings or people close to you that might be able to help out. But there is definitely, again, a feeling here of people not being able to help should you need it, if that makes sense. It feels like it's not just you in this boat at the moment. And then we've got the Hanged One, and this would be my concern, because if these two are representing landlords, then it could be, if you're already owing back rent, then it could be that they're not going to be prepared to wait anymore. Now the Hanged One, or often seen as the Hangman, is there by choice quite often, and it's talking about a sacrifice. Now again, this being reversed here, we'll be talking about a sacrifice that you do not want to make. This is not a, we'll just tighten our belt next month and we'll get through. This is really looking at, more of a long-term change to make it sort of feasible for your long term. Now, whether that means trying to find somewhere cheaper or moving in with friends temporarily, whatever that looks like, I do feel that there is going to be a bit of a continuance here. But what I will say is that financial situations can change very, very quickly. All it takes is a good job offer or a good gig offer coming in or something like that for things to suddenly shift in your favor. So do keep persevering. But I would definitely, where this card is concerned, the death card in the first lot, I would definitely speak to landlords if that is an option for you. But there you are, my darling. I hope that makes sense. Please let me know in the chat if you can take that reading. I do really feel for you, my darling. I've been and pretty much just squeaked by not being in this situation for most of my adult life. So I do completely understand. And yeah, we wish you nothing but the very best, my darling, nothing but the very best. So yeah, hopefully that gives you some answers, if nothing else. And thank you for your question. Right, so let me have a look back on the normal camera. There we go. No problem, Corey. Again, I'm sorry I can't offer you like amazing hurrah, look at all this wonderful stuff. But that is how the cards have fallen. Your diabetic nurse told you your feet look nice. Maybe you're missing a trick. I do know for a fact that some I'm not allowed to say the website because it gets you issues with the YouTubes, right? But you see this thing here that blows air, right? That only them, that website, only them, right? I know people, well, I know of people, I don't know anyone. I think I used to know someone that did it, but anyway, who made money just by putting pictures of their feet on there. Not good. Not good. Me too, Patricia. I would love to get my toenails painted all nice and pretty and everything else, but then I'd have to show somebody my feet, and that ain't happening. And then somebody would have to touch my feet, and that ain't happening. Rufus touched my feet the other day, and I nearly kicked him in the head. Not good. Not good. And I actually asked him, I said, oh, just like press deep, like give me a proper like massage on my foot. No, I still nearly kicked him in the head. But anyway, it's because I don't like feet. I don't know what I've just done to the camera. Look, why is it doing that? Why are you doing that, camera? Oh, don't break your ring light, Lise. Don't break your ring light. I know, right? Look at the ratties. I don't really can see them there in the background. Oh, gosh. Right. Why is this now? Oh, it's either all the way up or all the way down. Don't say it, Lisa. Don't say it, Lisa. Don't say it, Lisa. No, I didn't say it. Look at that. I self-controlled something. I self-controlled myself. Kay, good evening to Kay. Right then, if anyone else would like a tarot reading, it's a quiet evening tonight. I don't know why it's such a quiet evening tonight, but it is a very quiet evening tonight. So if you would like a tarot reading, all you need to do is to go ahead and put your question into the live chat. My lungs, every time I take a deep breath, I'm like, oh, it's COVID. What was I saying? Maybe I should not have done today, but anyway, I'm feeling okay. We're going to crack on. We're going to keep going till 8:30 at least. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to click that one. So we're opening up a round. So if you would like a reading, please do go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then grab one of them at random, or maybe click on, you know, moderators' posts and things like that when I'm trying to click on them at random. But if you would like to, go ahead and guarantee your reading is next, you can do so by sending a super chat. Still don't know how that works, but if you want to do it, it's now open and available on the channel. So get yourself in and take advantage of one of those options, I guess. Yes, indeed. Right then, let's have a look in the chat. Right. Okay. Jack Griffith. Jack Griffith. Can I even speak? Can I even? My worms are mispronunciated. Brain. Right. I feel like I want to start this stream all over again. Do you know what I mean? Wispy, my darling. Wispy, wispy, wispy. We've got a reading for Jack in the live chat. Jack would like to know. Jack wants a general reading, please, Wispy. A general reading for Jack. So what we want to know, Wispy, is just generally, what do the next couple of weeks look like? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. My God. My God. Right, there we go. That is a definite card that's flipped. And it's the 5 of Wands. So then your modifying, clarifying card, the 5 of Wands. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, the 5 of Wands is your sense of security, sense of confidence. And the 5 is a card of upheaval. So something has gone on recently, Jack. And again, I think this is something that's happened to you, not something you've instigated, if that makes sense. And the oh gosh, sorry. The thing about the 5 of Wands is that each one of the different elements, so each one of the different wands has been turned into a different tool, but they're all kind of clashing with one another. So it feels like the different parts that make up you, it feels like your head and your heart are a bit out of balance at the moment. So there could be something here that you need to kind of bring back in, if that makes sense. There's something here that you need to kind of work on, and maybe there's a word for it. I can't remember the word for it. But basically, self-actualize. My God. So yeah, it does feel like the whatever's going on in your general life, there's a few things really causing a lot of upheaval, but not necessarily work-wise or relationship-wise, but in your confidence, if that makes sense, in how you know yourself. So that's your clarifying card. We'll have a look over the next few weeks, if you like, or maybe this is work, because we've got 2 Pentacle cards coming up. So let me have a little look-see. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is coming up in the sort of, I guess, the where you are now position, if that makes sense. So we've got the 9 is a kind of a famine or feast, right? That's what I always say, because look, so Pentacles is your work, career, finances. So this is money related or career related. And we've got this table that's fully laden with all the delicious food. This is a feast going on. But the plate that you've been given is kept empty. Your glasses are empty. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't reach and get that food and have that enjoyment and, you know, take your fill, if you like. But at the moment, you haven't. And at the moment, you're sat here with an empty plate. Does that make sense? So it's kind of saying that it's like there is an opportunity here, work-wise or financially. There is an absolute opportunity here for you to be able to get what you want, to have plenty, to feel fulfilled. But something at the moment is just holding you back a little bit. Now, whether that's external or from yourself, I would say I think it's coming from yourself, because we've got this 5 coming up as your clarifier. It almost feels like you don't feel ready to take that step. It's like you're sat here and you're thinking, which fork do I use for what? Why have I got a fork up there? Why have I got 2 spoons and another butter knife? And is this not a butter knife? And I don't know. There's forks and spoons. Like, what do I use for this and what do I use for that? And it's almost like this insecurity with the 5 is stopping you from moving forward into that sort of that feast position, if you like. Reason I'd say that is because the what you need to know card, we've got the 7 of Pentacles, and 7s are where there is something not finished or something missing. Okay, so if this is talking again about work, it's like you've got these, I know it says peas, but this looks like pumpkins growing to me. But you're growing these fruit and it's almost ready, but it's like you're not quite there. You're not quite ready to harvest things yet. And it's like there's still some pruning to do. There's still some growing to do. And you're not quite at that moment. And again, it feels like you could be. You've just got to allow yourself to be. Does that make sense, Jack? It's like you've got the skills and you've got the quality. Either it's not quite right, as in the right moment, like you're waiting for the time to be perfect, or the time is pretty much now and it's time to grab forward and reach forward and go for your gold and go for your dreams and all of those cliches, but you are holding yourself back. And then we've got the 10 of Cups reversed. So this is in the opportunity position. Okay, now for me, you've heard me say on the streams quite often that the 9 for me is when something is full, the 10 is when it's overflowing, right? So literally, look at that. That 10 is overflowing. The standard 10 of Cups, you've got this couple or family sat on a beach type scene or near a lake to show the water, and then you've got a rainbow in the background. Not in this deck. This deck is giving it a little bit of an ulterior meaning. So yes, you've got the rainbow element there. You've got a baby's bottle. You've got these koi cup. Koi cup are a Japanese symbol for fighting, for, you know, persevering, for strength. So whenever you see that, that's what the carp in tarot often relates to. It's that Japanese symbology. But what you've also got is each one of these cups is overflowing. The only one that isn't is the random rainbow one. But this is reversed. So I think there's a lot of quite negative emotions going on in your head at the moment, particularly around work, career, finances. So there is definitely, I don't know whether this is coming in through sadness or whether this is coming in through like feeling overwhelmed, but whatever it is, this is very much linked to this 5 of this is what's holding you back, right? And so this opportunity, it's saying, look, if you can find a way to nullify this overflowing, overwhelming feeling of emotions, if you can find a way to tap that and control that a little bit better, then you'll be dealing with this 5. Okay, and it almost feels like these 2 cards more than anything else go hand in hand, because it's saying that, look, once you're able to not feel as unstable or not feel as once you're able to feel more confident, put it that way, and recognize your own strength and abilities, once you're able to do that, you recognize that this 7 isn't suggesting there's something missing from you and from your plan. It's just not quite there yet. You haven't got to that point. Therefore, the emotions that you're carrying with you around this, you don't need to beat yourself up about, because it just isn't the right time yet. You haven't got to that point yet. Does that make sense? So I think if I was to give advice with these three or these 4 cards overall, it would be spend this next month, as we're going into spooky season, spend this next month really concentrating on the things that you've already achieved, where you actually are, not where you think you should be or where you think you ought to be or where you thought you would be at this point 5 years ago and blah, blah, blah. All of that, none of that. Take all of that out of the equation and focus on where you are, what you've actually got, what skills you've actually got, what you have already achieved, and how you're going to move those forward practically. Don't wish and plan, don't wish and, dream. Set plans, set goals, and really focus on the skills, because you've got them. You just need to recognize that they're there. Hopefully, Jack, that makes a bit of sense. I don't know whether it does or not. I don't know whether you can take that reading with what's going on in your life, but thank you ever so much for being here today. And yeah, that is going to be your reading. Right then, it's going to be time to do this.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil. Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Yes, indeed. Let's crack open another round. The numbers are all over the place on my screen at the moment. At one time, we had 13 watching. It's just dipped to 6. I don't know what's happening on the YouTubes. Maybe people have decided that now we've stepped forward. They no longer want to watch. Whatever. We're here. We're reading. If you would like a reading, go ahead. Pop your question into that there live chat. Start your question with no problem, Jack. Thank you, my darling. Thank you very much. Go ahead and start your question with the word question, and I will grab one of them at random. Today's a good day if you want to get a random question selected, because we're very, very quiet in the numbers today. So it's a good day to get your question read fairly quickly. But if you would like to, you can now go ahead and use their super chat. I think that's, super chat, to guarantee your reading is read next. You can also send stickers and super thanks, I think. Yes, indeed. Right then, let's have a look in the live chat. It looks like we've had one question come in, and that is from Isabella. So we're just going to read yours for you, Isabella. So then, hi, will I do well this semester in college? Thank you. Let's have a look, Isabella. So let me just take the banner off. Of course, if it is a quiet stream, it just means I get to finish a little bit early tonight. The mods get to finish early tonight, so then it means I can go and take some medicine and be healthy and all of that stuff. Let's have a look. What was I doing? I was changing the camera position. Every time. Oh gosh, it's because it's on such a different screen. I struggle sometimes to even see it. Right then, let's have a look. Isabella Wispy. Isabella would like to know, Will they do well this semester in college? Will Isabella do well this semester in college? Let's have a look. Oh, shut. There we go. We had a card go all the way across the other side. So you're, the 8 of Wands, Isabella. That is your clarifying or modifying card. Now, what you'll find the 8 of Wands in a lot of decks, it just shows you the wands outside of a window. This deck goes a little bit deeper than that. So this deck isn't just throwing them out the window. It's sending them all up on fireworks and exploding them. Now, for me, what the 8 of Wands talks about is the wands is your confidence, your security element in life, right? So that is how you know yourself, where you want to be, all of those things that make us us. And what this card is saying is that there's coming a time this semester where everything that you think is one way is going to get twisted, thrown around, changed, altered, repackaged, and given back to you, basically. And it's up to you to decide how you want to move forward with those. Now, it's a really interesting card to come up, because literally what it's saying is, I often describe in the standard 8 of Wands that you chuck the wands out the window and then you run down the stairs and pick up the ones that you want to move forward with. So it's like you are choosing and you are rearranging the pattern. And it's literally like you take the elements of your life and you cascade them, and then you put them in a brand new order. So it's like say if you've got a house, who says your bedroom has to be upstairs? Why can't your bedroom be on the ground floor? That makes it easier. Do that. You know what I mean? If have your lounge upstairs, have your dining room upstairs, put your kitchen upstairs. Who cares? It's your house. Do what you want with it. And this is what this is talking about. And your house is obviously you and your life. So then let's cut the deck. Here we go. I'm just gonna mute while I cough. Sorry. Sorry, I do apologize. Right then, so this semester, Wispy, we've got the 2 of Swords. So there's some cross words coming up. So this is we'll do all 3 cards as a general semester reading. Okay, the 6 of Cups reversed and the King of Wands reversed. Right. So the 2 of Swords is literally cross swords, cross words, maybe some arguments, maybe some disagreements within normally within friendship circles or within close bonds, if you like. So it does feel like there will be maybe a little bit of eye-opening going on. Don't really can see there's actually an eye in the middle there. A bit of an eye-opener, a little bit of a realization of maybe some things aren't the way you thought, something like that, maybe a falling out with somebody. But then we've also got the 6 of Cups coming in. Now, the 6 is the one where you've got sort of community, wider circle, wider friends, fellow students. Cups is your emotional response and your emotional suit. And so Cups is really good in terms of, this would be looking at the way that you bond. So again, it feels like with this too as well, I think there's going to be some changes in your friendship circle this semester. Because we've got this 8 of Wands here, it feels like there's going to be this is going to be a massive year of growth for you. And then the King of Wands is also coming in. Now, the King of Wands is somebody who makes a lot of decisions, a person of authority, and somebody who, as you can see by the way this card is depicted, somebody who is quite strongly able to stand up for themselves. Okay, so if this is an element of you, then it feels like whatever this sort of disagreement is, you are going to stand your ground and you are going to stand up and be counted. You are going to stand up and literally have your voice heard and make sure your voice is heard. Okay. And that may well piss off people at college. It may upset friends, but you are going to find a cause or something that you believe very deeply in and that you're going to stand up for. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because the ones, again, it goes back to your confidence, your security, and it feels the king. If this is your energy that the cards are showing me, then you are going to be that kingmaker. You are going to be the decision. You are going to be the one that, makes stands a ground and literally says, this is what we do. This is how I am doing this, if that makes sense. So it does feel like it's going to be a really, really important semester. Work-wise, there's nothing here to say that college is going to be like you're going to find it really easy or really hard or anything like that, Isabella. But what it is saying that I think you are going to stand up, and this is going to be like this semester you're going to look back on. It's going to be one that you will think, oh yeah, I lost some friends, but it made me the person I am. And this is going to be the semester that does that. And sometimes the friends that we go into colleges with the best will in the world aren't the friends that we come out of college with, because we learn, and as we go through that process, we learn and we grow. And sometimes we grow that way and our friends grow this way. And it's just like branches on a tree. Sometimes they just split and they go in two different directions, and that's perfectly fine. Absolutely not a problem. No tree grows with all the branches pointing in the same way. That would look very, very strange. But when branches go this way, it can feel very disappointing if, say, you're the squirrel sat on this tree and your best friend is this squirrel sat on this branch, and as you're moving apart, you each decide to stay on your own branch. Do you know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a really interesting semester. I think you're going to do okay in terms of, there's nothing here about bad studying or anything like that, but I do think you are going to come into your own. And I think that is going to be something that is going to possibly rock your world, as the Michael Jackson song that keeps going through my head. Not that one, but You Rock My World, that song, if that makes sense. So hopefully, Isabella, that makes sense, my darling. Good luck with college. Good luck with college. I ended up going to two different colleges. I ended up having a blast at both, learning very different things from each college. And in fact, I had a really interesting dream the other day that I was back at my second college with Neil in the live chat with my friend Necro Neil, and I was we were in different courses and different everything else, but I had to show his missus where he was. For some reason, he was on a course or he was doing something, and I had to show his missus where he was. So I'm taking his I don't know if he wants me to use her name, but I'm taking her through the college and I'm going, oh look, and this door's this, and I'm basically doing a guided tour of my old college as I'm going through all the back rooms and the back doors, hidden doorways and everything, underground bunker areas, and you name it. It's like some, I don't know where it is, it's almost like some deep underground science bunker thing in like some Cold War movie. But we're going through all of this, and she's limping with her foot in a plaster as we're trying to get to Neil in college. I don't know why I tell you that, but anyway, I did. There you go. ADHD brain. I didn't even share that with Neil until I shared it on the live stream. So there you go, Neil, at college with you. At college, yeah, doing things. I don't know. I don't know what they mean. I don't interpret my dreams that much, because normally I wake up and I go, oh, I'm awake. That was a really lovely dream. Oh, it's gone. So, yeah. But anyway, Isabella, I hope that helps, my darling. And thank you ever so much for your question. Let's have a look in the live chat. Oh, gosh, excuse me. It does resonate. And yes, you've lost friends over the years. Thank you so much for the reading. Have a great day. Oh, thank you, my darling. You too have a great day. It's 8 o'clock here in the UK, and my day is going to be ending soon. I've got dinner already on. It's already in the air fryer. all Rufus has to do is put some hot water on the veggies. It'll be lovely. So yeah. Oh, hang on. Let me just answer that, Patricia. So it looks like we're being asked about lists. There is no list on this channel, right? We haven't got a list. There's no list. No list. Lists don't exist. No list. We maybe have. Maybe we have, Neil. But just tell your missus to watch out for falling. I don't know why she's in a pot. A foot's in a pot. But anyway, right. So there's no list. But what we do now is we open rounds, right? So what we do is I'll say to you, and I'll say it in a second, we're opening a round. When I do that, all you've got to do is there's two ways to get a reading. Put your arms down, Lisa. And that is dead simple, right? The first way, you can ask a question in the live chat. All you need to do is start with the word question, put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. I've just said that, right? But that's what you do. I will then grab one of those at random with my eyes shut, clicking on everything but the questions normally, grab one of them at random, and that will be the question that we ask, okay? If you want to guarantee your question, you can now do it by a super chat. So we're doing super chats on the channel now. We've just literally this morning, I got the email saying that we have passed the monetization and it's been approved by the YouTube algorithm gods, that we can now accept super chats and super stickers and super thanks. I keep forgetting what the third one is. So if you would like to guarantee your reading is next, then go ahead and send it as a super chat. If you want to take a risk and maybe not get yours answered yet, then go ahead, put it into the live chat, starting with the word question. And we are officially going to open another round just about now. So go ahead and do those things if you would like a chance to get a reading. And just in case you don't know what I'm talking about and you've completely misheard what I'm saying or my words are jumbled because of the COVID cold, then here is a handy dandy video. Right there, let's have a look-see. Let's have a look-see. Oh, gosh. Thank you, Neil. Oh! Thank you. Right then, let's have a look. We've got some questions in the chat, so I'm scrolling, and we're doing this one. Angel, question. Why is T acting weird with me? Is he even that interested? We are writing 1 year now. What do you mean by writing, Angel? Do you mean you are friends or are you together? I'm not quite sure what you mean, my darling. Just confirm for me in the chat what you mean by writing 1 year. Do you mean you're friends that you've been like pen pals? Yeah, just let me know what that means in the chat because I've got no idea what that means. So therefore, I'm probably not going to be able to answer it if it makes zero sense. But while you do that, oh, you've got a situationship. Okay, does that mean that? Does that mean a bit of bumpity-bumpities? Does that mean you're shagging is basically what I'm asking, right? Does that mean you is shagging? Does that mean you is bumping uglies in it? Because that's, if you are, it's this writing that I don't understand, right? So, well, I tell you what, I don't need to understand. We'll ask Wispy and see what the dragons say. So you like each other, but you haven't progressed yet. Right. Okay. Let me see what I can do, my darling. I don't know why the minute I get poorly, cold, flu, sick, dying with the COVID, I'm not dying, I'm just poorly. But the minute we get it, my southern accent comes out and then it's a bit Essex, isn't it? I sound like Rufus and all of his family and all his friends and everything or nothing from down south. So yeah, right, hang on then. Let me just take a quick swig of my coffee, innit? Anya, you're right about learning lots from podcasts. With the new one's up, the new podcast is up. Go and check it out on the channel. Right then, Angel, let's have a look. Wispy. We would like to know, Wispy, what is going to happen with T. Why is T acting weird with Angel? That's what we want to know, Wispy, my friend. Why is T acting weird with Angel? That's what we want to know. Okay. Oh, the lovers. Look at that. Now you fucking tell me that there isn't something to this tarot malarkey, right? We're asking a situationship romantic type question. There are 78 bits of cardboard here, and Wispy chucks out the only one that has lovers in it. Arguably the Two of Cups, but it's the only one really that is talking about very, very specifically talking about the lovers, right? So this as your clarifying card, I do think you have feelings for one another. I absolutely 100% think you've got feelings for one another. You've just got to kind of decide where you want to go with this, right? And I think that means a whole big conversation. If there's a reason that you haven't met yet, if there is a reason why you haven't gone for it, then hang on one second. Can I just ask how old you are, Angel? Can I ask how old you are, my darling? Excuse me. 1 second. I'm just coughing up a lung. Let me just cough up a lung. I'll be right back. Hang on, I need to cough up a lung. I'm going to... Hang on 1 second. I'm going to hit a spacer while I cough up a lung. Bear with. There we go. Right, there we go. Sorry about that. Oh, gosh. Funnily enough, Rufus just did the exact same thing as well. Oh, coughed at the synchronized coughing up lungs. That's what it was. You're 18, my darling. Okay. Now, it does feel like there are feelings for one another here, right? With the lovers card. It's just whether or not you are both available and open. Does that make sense? Because it could well be that there isn't actually an opportunity to move forward. Sometimes you can have a really strong connection with someone. Thank you. Sometimes you can have a really strong connection with someone, but literally it isn't enough because you're passing ships in the night. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I talk about it a lot. Me and Rufus, my other half, we could have got together many years ago. We could have met at various points through our lives. He moved to the town that I grew up in after I'd moved out. He ended up being best friends with the brother of somebody I went to school with, unbeknownst to me. He ended up, I moved up to Leeds when he was in my hometown. I then moved from Leeds and left to another city to go and run a pub. He then moved to Leeds as I had left. I then moved to Bradford and began running a support organization. At which point he then joined the support organization, and we ended up meeting and connecting. But when you look at it, there's like 15 times through our lives where we were either in or just past. Like I worked in a pub in the hometown that he used to visit all the time, but I'd worked there a year before he moved there, so we'd missed each other. I'd worked in a nightclub in the town. He used to go to that nightclub, but again, we'd missed each other. We had friends of friends in common. So sometimes in life, you can have all of these connections, but you just miss each other until the time is right, if that makes sense. Right, so I did already cut the cards, but let's see what the cards are saying. So where you are now, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So there is a lot here talking about opportunity, but also risk and whether or not it's worth the risk. So if you two are friends at the moment, then it may well be that you don't want to make that change, if that makes sense. You don't want to rock the boat too much. It also feels like maybe, again, down to timing. Sometimes you can spin that wheel and it just isn't that the right moment. Also the 9 of Pentacles coming up, that's what you need to know, and the 8 of Swords coming up as the opportunity. So what you need to know with the 9 of Pentacles is that there is a lot of work on. Now for college, this would mean like study rather than it being, you know, I don't know, working in a job. So it does feel like there's a lot of work going on at the moment. So whether that's why the two of you are maybe not connecting in the same place, if you're studying or if there is something happening where, you know, you're working towards exams or you're working towards, you know, I don't know, theses and thesi and all of that, whatever it is that you're working on, it could just be workload is getting in the way. It absolutely feels like there is a lot of that at the moment with the 9. And then we've got the 8 of Swords coming in. So the 8 of Swords would be talking about revealing something, revealing a hidden truth or revealing something that is unknown at the moment. So you've got this tape. Now, in a lot of decks, the 8 of Swords is represented by somebody who's blindfolded, and the swords are cutting the blindfold or snipping or lifting the blindfold. And it's talking about there being a continuing a journey, but continuing a journey with new information. So it might be that he isn't interested. It might be that he is, but there could be somebody else on the scene right now. It honestly feels like, to be brutally honest with you, it feels like there is a connection, but he's holding back. And I think it's down to this workload card, this is the what you need to know. And I think there's just a lot on at the moment. There's a lot of things happening all at the same time. Like the 9 of Pentacles is as far as you can go without getting burnout with the Pentacles. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's something maybe you need to just have a proper conversation about, are we going somewhere? Is this heading into an actual relationship rather than a situationship? Is there something actually going to come of this? But yeah, it does really feel like there is a significant change or a significant gap, if that makes sense, between the two of you. I hope that helps. I don't know that it's what you want to hear. I do think, though, the fact that this card has come up, I do think that there is a connection between you. It's just whether or not it's the right place and right time for you to be able to do that, if that makes sense. And I'm not entirely certain that you're both at that place and time right now. But maybe have a conversation with him, like literally speak to him at school, speak to him to one side and just say, look, what's going on? Because I think you need to know. Either way, you need to know. And I think the only way to do that, in all honesty, is to cut that blindfold and ask that question. Hopefully that helps, Angel. I really, really hope it does. And yeah, I'm going to jump back to the original camera now. There we go. I've got to admit, I am starting to struggle a little bit. An hour and 20 in. My back is starting to hurt, but that's par for the course. Anya sent a super sticker. Oh, thank you ever so much, Anya. Thank you for that, my darling. Can I see what the super sticker is? It automatically stars them for me as well. That's very cool. That is very cool. Thank you for that, Anya. Does that mean you want a reading, my darling? Thank you. I will talk to him today and see what's going to happen. Yay, do, Angel. Let us know. Let us know, because we're a bunch of nosy buggers here. Let us know how it goes, my darling. And if that situationship changes into a relationship. Anyway, Anya, did you want a reading, my darling? Let me go on to I need to go into my YouTube. This is so exciting. I've got a thingy's come up. Right, hang on. How do I do this? I need to go into YouTube Studio. This is new. This is Anya. You have the rather odd distinction of being my first. You are officially my first. I know, right? Does that sound weird? You have popped my YouTube cherry on this channel. Let me have a look. Right. It's in this one. Oh, let me see if I can see it as it is on the screen. Also, I've just realized, hang on, everybody, we didn't have slow mode on. Not that we need it when it's such a quiet stream today, but we'll whack that on as well. Bye, Ed. Hope you have a lovely swim, my darling. If you don't know, everybody, Ed is one of our moderators, and Ed is doing a sponsored swim in aid of Scuff, which is the charity he works for, which is a seriously amazing charity. Where do I see this in the back end? Is it on this? Is it on this? I think it might be on this screen. Bear with me. Scuff is an amazing charity, and what they do is help people that have self-harm scars, and they offer ways of covering them up, either by tattoos. They also have a whole scheme for people that are, what is it? Hang on, I can see. Oh, you sent a heart for me. Oh, that's lovely, Anya. I can see it now. Thank you. Oh, that is very cool. Thank you for that, my darling. You've sent it 3 times. Why are you sending it 3 times, Anya? Thank you. But yay, pop that. Oh, thank you, my darling. Oh, thank you. That's really lovely of you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you did. You popped me cherry. But yeah, so Scuff is an amazing charity. They also help with people who would otherwise go down that path in ways to avoid it and to get some support in other ways to offset that. So it is an amazing charity. You've lost the live chat, Patricia. How have you done that, my darling? Hit refresh. Right. I'm going to cough. Basically, 1 second.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. I had to have a look then and see whether the microphone was on. Oh, weird. Right then, shall we do another reading? Does anybody want a reading? That is what we're here for, in theory. So then, if you would like a reading, please do go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then grab one of those at random, or if you would like to guarantee your reading is next, you can go ahead and send it via the super chat. So if you want to send a super chat, which is now available on the YouTubes, and super stickers, but it doesn't show me on here. I've got to go into it through the back end, unfortunately. But yay. So if you want to do that, you can now do that courtesy of the YouTubies. So just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, music went funny at the end there, didn't it? Right then, so we have cup of tea with $3 worth of sugar and cookies. What's Alex's just took me specs off, didn't I? And then I'm trying to read. What's Alex's current feelings and thoughts about a cup of tea with $3 worth of sugar and cookies? It's a long name. I'm just going to call you cup of tea. Is that okay? Hopefully that's okay. Right then. So let me know. Start the question, Lisa, before you change the screen. Thank you very much. Right then. Let's have a wee little look for you, my darling. We'll do that now. Oh gosh. Do you know the worst thing? With this COVID, right? Apart from the breathing difficulties and the fact that it's making my heart go really wobbly, apart from all of that, and being, feeling like I've been kicked in the kidneys and everything else, and apart from that, the very worst thing, this coffee doesn't taste like coffee. It's 2 spoons of very strong, good instant coffee, and it tastes like I'm drinking dirty dishwater. And if you know me, you know that is heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking, really. But we're going on. Hopefully it will come back. I hope so. Coffee is one of my few pleasures in life. I know, right? Keep your cocaine, keep your Jack Daniels, your single malt aged whiskey, rum, whatever the hell they are. Keep all of that stuff. Keep all wood smoked wine. No, give me a decent coffee any day, and I am a happy, happy, happy girl. And now I couldn't tell you what this was. I couldn't tell you what it was. It could be Lucasade for all I know. I know, shocking, isn't it? Right then, Wispy. Wispy, cup of tea with $3. What? Cup of tea with $3 worth of sugar and cookies. Would like to know what is Alex's, what is Alex's current feelings towards them? What are Alex's current feelings towards cup of tea with $3 worth of sugar and cookies? That is what we want to know. So let's have a look. I know, right? Even when I'm poorly, I still come on and do the lives. I missed Sunday because I was absolutely dreadful on Sunday. And I thought today, oh, do you know what? I'm feeling much better. We'll do the live. And then I've been busy working on all the updates on the channel to take off the Buy Me a Coffee ones. You can still go to Buy Me a Coffee, by the way, and book tarot readings and things. Death card. Now, cup of tea, this does not mean death. This does not mean death. Do not get excited. Do not get scared. Do not get worried. This card does not mean death, right? It doesn't. It means transformation, change, key chapter ending, new chapter beginning, right? Just bear that in mind. So this is where you are. This is what you need to know. And this is the opportunity. Now, this is interesting. Now, this... I'm going to zoom in a little bit because this is, why is that at a funny angle now? This is very interesting. Come on. There we go. There we go. Right. So first of all, cup of tea. First of all, as I say, do not get scared about this card, right? The death card does not mean death. It means the end of one chapter or the start of another major chapter in your life. Okay, this is a transformation card. Now this way up it's showing you that there is like the end of our physical existence. We've got old age, we've got parenthood, we've got childhood, we've got snakes, butterflies. The snakes shed their skin, the butterflies were once caterpillars, all of that iconography. We've also got the moon's phases. So we've got the new moon, we've got either the dark moon or the eclipse, and we've got the full moon. So this is talking about transition and change and transformation. Okay. Now, this is where you are at the moment, and this is reverse, which means I think Alex's current feelings towards you are shifting. So whether that means that they were attracted to you and interested in you in that way, and now they're not, or they were like your number one enemy, your biggest rival, and now they're coming onto your side. Something here is shifting with that connection. Okay, now the fact that this is reversed means I think that shift is not necessarily coming from you. Okay, so it's not like you've said, Alex, you know, I don't know, Alex, like, I really like you. I love the way your hair looked that day, the other day. It was really pretty. I think you looked really lovely. So I think we should be together forever and never to part. Together forever, we two. Just to quote Jason Donovan there. So I don't think it's that. It's almost like Alex is having a shift or a change in the way that they feel. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily feel positive or negative. It's just that there is the ending of one chapter, starting of another. Now, this could mean a relationship's getting deeper. It could mean that for them a relationship is over. It's a bit hard to say. What I would say is in the what you need to know, we've got the Knight of Cups reversed. Now, this is where it gets a bit clearer, because the Knight of Cups, Cups is your emotional suit, okay? And the Knight is that teenage rebellious energy. So for me, the Knights are the character, if you like, the character of the cards. They're basically the ones who don't really think about the repercussions of their actions. I mean, this person's, you know, I'm just going to roll a roller skate down the street with me magic boom box, and I'm listening to that, and that's great, whilst I'm carrying a hot coffee. Nothing's going to happen. Oopsie, hot coffee down their lovely yellow t-shirt. You know what I mean? It's like, oh wow, splash, ow, never saw that coming. It's that sort of vibe. Okay, and in terms of a romance connection, it feels like the Knight of Cups, that card particularly is a bit of a player, right? Gets in situations, does what they want, a little bit of and then moves on, or starts something they then can't back out of, things like that, right? So if you've been in a relationship with Alex in the past and it feels like it's cooling off, it could be because it is actually cooling off. And again, this being reversed, I don't think that connection from Alex's side is as romantic based as it could be, if that makes sense. And then we've got the Magician card coming up. Now, this is in the opportunity position. Now, when it comes to opportunity, it's really talking about there is something here that you are. Hang on, I thought I clicked that then, but I didn't. No, hang on. Oh gosh, it's this one. Thank you. The Magician, right? So there is an opportunity here. Now, the reason I'm saying that so strongly is that the Magician is the card that has all the tools. Okay, so in this deck, the Magician is literally kind of a scientist. You can see they are mixing concoctions together, potions and lotions. They've got the pestle and mortar, but we've got this this bottle here is a cup. This bottle is wands. This jar is pentacles, and this bottle or jar is swords. So we've got the tools of the Magician here from the standard tarot suits, right? And what the Magician is talking about is you have the ability to make your future, manifest it the way you want it to be. You have the ability to turn things around if you want to. This is upright, which means it's a really positive thing. Okay, so if you and Alex haven't been in a relationship in the past, but there's been a sort of connection where it felt like you were going that way, then it looks like this is a big time of change for that connection. So it may well be that you've just got to let each other go like passing ships in the night. It may well be that you've missed that opportunity. It doesn't feel, with the Death card here, if you've been in a relationship, it feels like it's changing. If you haven't been in a relationship, but you could have been, it feels like now you've missed that. The one thing I would say that could potentially change that back is this Magician card. And this really is talking about, in the opportunity, it's really talking about, look, if you want it, go for it. right? If you want to be in a relationship with Alex, you know what you need to do to make that happen, right? If you want that, fight for it, basically. Go for it. Use the skills you've got, use the abilities you've got, use the things that you have available to you to make that manifest, right? If it's a relationship that you are in or that you've been in that is going awry, you've got the tools here to try and fix it, to try and put it right. Okay, whichever way round it is, it's on you to make that change. So if you want the relationship to move forward, or a relationship to move forward, you can make that happen. If you want it to end, again, you can make that happen. The thing in the middle, this card in the middle, this is, I think, where Alex is perhaps either getting cold feet or maybe just not as interested as they were. And it's up for you then to decide what you do with that. I hope that makes sense. I kind of get the vibe, right? I kind of get the vibe that it's passing ships rather than the end of a relationship, because this doesn't feel like I'm not getting the sad, like everything's ending, everything's depressing type of energy with this. I'm really getting this like, okay, that was what it was. It could have been something, but you know, that was in the summer and now it's getting winter, and so we're not going to be hanging out as much and blah blah blah. I'm getting that vibe, like it's just come to its natural end, which in that case, this opportunity card is there for you to actually go off and manifest a connection that's stronger for you. And hopefully, cup of tea, that works. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, let me change the camera again. I hope that made sense. I really hope that made sense. In my own head, I feel like I'm not really using words properly today. Okay, so you did have an opportunity in the past, but due to your career, you moved away. So maybe it was you that's the Knight of Cups here on the wheels, and now you're back. Grab the opportunity before it misses you. Absolutely. I do genuinely feel that maybe that opportunity card is for you to find someone else. That's genuinely what I feel. And it feels like it's somebody. It feels like it's somebody new that's like waiting in the wings to come on. They're just waiting for their cue to step into your life. By the end of the year, and also this theatre connection. I don't know why that was my instinct. Standing in the wings, waiting for their cue. They're script ready. You know, they're all of it. Oh, I don't know why. Have you got a theatre connection? Have they got a theatre connection? There's something there. There is something there, my darling. But anyway, I hope that helps. I really do hope that helps. So yay. Yep. There's a lot of us spoonies on the channel, Patricia. A lot of us have health stuff. In fact, I think that is why the channel works so very well. You know, I know we're a tiny wee little channel on the interwebs, but this is why it works so well in terms of all of us, because we all understand that sometimes my fibro kicks off and I'm just not able to stream, or bloody COVID again. And it's the same with Holland. It's the same with Neil. It's the same with yourself, and Ed's job and Ed's stuff that he's got going on. Sometimes we just can't be available and do the things we want to do, and that's okay. And that's one of the things I love about this channel and our mods and the relationships that we have, is that sometimes we all just accept that each other are human with illnesses and weaknesses and things that we go, okay, you need some you time. okay, we'll see you next week or next month even, or whenever. And that's why I love this all so much. I really, really do. But also, Holland, it is because I am very boring tonight. I feel my energy is very on a level because this is me fighting through poorly to try and keep going. So maybe I need to do a quick wake up. Maybe we need a glorious wake up. Till I'm victorious. Yes.
I put a spell on you.
Shall we have another round?
And now you're mine.
Let's do it. Let's have another round. So if you would like a tarot reading, in fact, I tell you what I'm going to do. While we talk about this, I'm going to move my chair. I'm going to move the back bit of my chair. Hang on. How do I do this? It's a new chair. Well, it's a new to me chair. So it didn't come with instructions, unfortunately. Is that as far forward as it goes? I think it is. Yeah, it didn't come with instructions. So I'm still, that was the wrong thing. I'm still learning. I know, right? Hang on. Oh gosh. Right. I'm still trying to make it tilt the way I need it to tilt. Right then. So, oh gosh. No, I'm way too high. Right. While I sort my chair out, if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead and put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then go through those ones at random and pick one of those at random. If you would like to guarantee your reading, you could be our first ever. Where's my button? There's another button I'm missing somewhere on this chair. You could be our first ever what's it called, super chat question person, where you could in fact guarantee your question is next by sending it on a super chat. If you want to do that, you can do, and I will yeah, probably and I will what was I saying? My brain has stopped functioning. But yeah, go ahead, put it in the question. Put the question in the live chat or send a super chat, and here's a video. That's what I was trying to say, because my brain. So it looks like we've got no more questions. That is it then. Is that it? Have we finally reached that point in life where we have should we just sit here and do the end of the stream like this? I've got to say it's actually quite comfy. I don't know if you can still hear me okay, but this is actually quite cool. What was I going to say? But yeah, it looks like that's it for questions. So what have we got coming up on the channel this week? I've got the Trick or Treat Tarot, which is being filmed. That should be coming up. That'll be going up on, I believe it'll be going up on Monday. Hang on. I wanted to go more forward. I think I'm going to have to get a cushion for my back, you know. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. But yeah, so we're going to have a tarot reading session on Monday. And no, the tarot review of the Trick or Treat Tarot deck that Rufus bought me will be up on Monday. It's a lovely deck. Spoilers, but it is a lovely deck. So that will be going up then. I think, do you know what, Wispy, shall we do a very public Lisa reading? It's a bit of a risk to do it on a live YouTube, but I might do it anyway. Shall we do it? Oh, also, if you're a regular on the channel, you might want to be here on Sunday. because you know when I would fall arse over tip, Patricia. And yeah, that's a neat deck, the Trick or Treat Tarot. Is it? I don't know. We'll have to wait and watch the video, won't we? No, it's a really good deck, actually, isn't it? It's a really good deck. Really, really, really good deck. I really liked it. Spoilers, but yeah, I did like it. There's a few bits in it where I'm like, excuse me. But it's actually a really cool deck, and I love the fact that it came out in December of last year after Halloween. So this is the first Halloween that everybody's got it to use for spooky season. So that's very cool. Tell you what then, while we got a few people on, what do you all want to see from me for spooky season? Like, I'm doing the tarot cards reviews. So I've got tarot deck, I've got an oracle deck. So we're doing the Trick or Treat Tarot, the Hocus Pocus Tarot, the Macabre Tarot, the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle deck. So I'm going through all of those in October. I've also got a video coming up that has been scripted. I just need to not sound like this, which is all about cord cutting, moving forward from romance situations, how to basically magically start to get over a damaged or a broken relationship, how to start healing and mending that broken heart. So that video is going to be coming out, and there will be another video coming out on some general protection elements. Again, these are going to be, the idea for these videos is that they're going to be 3 spells, 3 rituals in one, if that makes sense, in one video. So the idea will be like a beginner's, no experience level, a sort of a slightly experienced level, and then an intermediary level, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to be doing on these videos moving forward. So if that sounds like something that you'd be up for, again, let me know in the chat. Yeah, Crohn's is awful. Crohn's is awful. A friend of mine had Crohn's, and he had a bag at the age of 23, I think it was. So being a young gay man on the scene, a young, fit and attractive gay man on the scene at 23, 24, 25, working in bars with a bag, that took a lot out of him. There's so many crap Halloween ones out there. There are. I don't have any of the crap ones. She says, I don't think I do. I do need, that reminds me, I do need to see whether I've got the Halloween Oracle, because I've got a feeling I've got it, but I don't know until I look. So yes, what else would people like? Like, do you want to see more spell workings from me? Do you want to see more tarot related stuff from me in terms of like getting, using the cards maybe for some shadow work, or using the cards to like contact ancestor type vibes? What sort of things, you know, what would people want to see basically? The in bulk one, do you know, I've seen some pictures. I don't know whether, because they're all different and because it's an oracle deck, I don't think it's something I'm going to heavily invest in, Patricia, like time wise, because for me to be able to read from it properly on here, how to do different spreads, Neil. Oh, I could do actually. I've got generally on here, I only use the I use the 3 cards. I use the 7, don't I? Sometimes the horseshoe, the 10 card, my version of the horseshoe plus the 10 card. I use my own 10 card. Yeah, there's a few that I use. But that's actually a really good point. Do you know what? I knew, bugger. Hang on, computer, drop in on lounge computer. Computer, drop in on lounge. Oh, bollocks. I've set do not disturb. Right. Hang on. I might have to very quickly just shout to Rufus, otherwise I will forget. Oh no, I'll put it in my diary. I'll put it in my diary. I've got a new book, you see. I know, right? This is now got nothing to do with tarot readings or anything else. But I've got a new book. That is my it's my no, I need to go and get it. I'm just gonna go and grab it. Hang on. Seeing as we're no longer doing, did I give you a book on tarot spreads? I don't think so. I don't think so. No, not on spreads. You said to get the tarot encyclopedia, which I did get, and that was a lot of money and interesting. It's a shame it's black and white photos, though, isn't it? I don't think so. I'm editing that video up next. I've got the Oracle deck next to edit, and then the other one that you sent me, the big box of stuff, is the next one to edit after that. So I'm hopefully going to get those done very, very quickly. Right, let's take the doodah off. Do you know, I've still got scripts from when I was teaching mindfulness. I keep thinking about that, to be honest with you, Holland. I do keep thinking about that, is doing some guided meditations. The only thing is, right, I tell you what, hang on, let me do this. I'll be back in what? I'll be back in 30 seconds. Give me, what can I do? What can I play? Give me 30 seconds and I will return. Oh, I'll tell you what I can do. Hi, I'm Lisa from Beyond Authentic Tarot. I'm a liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience of helping people just like you find guidance through the cards. Now, my way of reading is a little bit different to some other tarot readers. With 28 years of experience behind me, I've learnt my own way with the cards. I often describe the way I read as it's like a reading from your best friend. So a friend might say to you, oh, I'm sorry you're feeling down. When you're feeling better, give me a ring and we'll go for coffee. But your best friend would say, you haven't been out of the house in 3 weeks. Brush your teeth, get in that shower. I'm coming to yours. I'm going to pick you up and we're going for a coffee. And after that, we might even nip off for a cocktail or two. That's the difference. That was also the wrong video. I was supposed to play something else then. But anyway, sorry, everyone. Right. So this is what I was trying to get hold of, because this is my new YouTube ideas book. So we've got, oh yeah, there's a few video ideas coming up that I am actually working on. So I like it. Like, look at this. Look at this. This stream has suddenly become a what's it called? Like a members only live, isn't it? Which we still need to sort out a Q&A for. But whilst we're quiet here, listen, everybody. Advanced knowledge, advanced info. Sunday, I'm going to be launching the giveaway on the channel, the 1,000 subscriber and now the 1,000 subscriber and super chat milestone giveaway is what it's officially going to be called. So yeah, that'll be coming up on Sunday. Pardon me. So I will be... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Patricia. That'd be really cool. So yeah, I will be launching that giveaway on Sunday, and it will run for Spooktober until probably the 3rd week in October. And then I'll aim to get it out to you just before Halloween. So that should be really cool. So then we were looking at tarot spreads. Oh, come on, pen. Tarot spreads. What else? Like spreads. Come on, write the things. Thank you very much. Because there's all sorts of spreads in every little book. Every little white book, right, comes with a version of a version of spreads, right? So they've all got their own different versions of little ones. It all depends whether you want like spreads that are universal or spreads that are for specific questions, because I struggle to remember them. And I need to have a little whiteboard up here in front of me with some of the other spreads on and what they're for and what type of questions they are, because I just forget. I always default to my 3 card, especially on the live stream here. But when I'm doing readings for people in person, then the complicated spreads come out. But I don't do the Celtic cross because I find it really boring. But yeah, so I will absolutely add some tarot spreads into it. So thank you, Patricia. If you can email me that would be really, really useful. So yeah, the giveaway will be happening from Sunday for 3 weeks. I think it takes me up to the 22nd. I think that's what I wrote. I think that's the right dates. I'm sure that's what I wrote down. No, that's September. Yes. So the plan is it will get drawn on the 22nd, and then I'll be able to get it in the post. So you should get it the week before Halloween weekend, if that makes sense, because Halloween's actually on the 31st, which is the Tuesday. So that's going to be cool. There's a couple of items in there that I've bought from Blue Chalice, and from I've got a couple of issues of Necronomicon in there that I bought from Neil. There's a few other bits and pieces from witch casket boxes from all sorts of different places, and there's a smudge spray from my own online store that I had, so that'll be in there. A load of other bits and pieces that are useful. So it'd be quite an interesting giveaway, and there may well be a tarot deck in there as well. So yeah, it should be interesting. So make sure you're tuned. Make sure you're in for Sunday for that, because that should be cool. Unless the COVID gets a lot worse by Sunday, in which case I might not be doing it. But yeah, it'll just get delayed by till the Tuesday. But anyway, hopefully we'll see you all for that. I'm kind of glad in a way that it was such a quiet evening in the end, because it does mean that we get to finish on time, and it does mean that I haven't been absolutely knackered channeling the energy through all evening, because that is always a bit of a worry when you're feeling poorly. But yes, I'm going to end it here, everyone. Thank you ever so much for you can give them a 10% discount code if you like to. Hey 10. Okay, I will do. Thank you, Holland. That's fantastic. So a 10% discount code at Blue Chalice over on Etsy as well. That's fantastic, Colin. Thank you. That would be cool. And also a little bit of advanced spoilers. Holland may well be coming on a future podcast. So if you want to know more about Holland, about what they do magically, about their wonderful witchy creations and all sorts of things like that, then we will be interviewing Holland. And also, if you want to know about their channel's sort of slight change in focus onto The Sims and how all that's come about, because that fascinates me. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, make sure you keep everything dinged and all your bells dinged and all your things ticked and liked and subscribed and everything else on the channel, because all of that will be coming up soon. There is a new podcast up over on the podcast feed. So if you click on the main channel, just click on the thing that says podcast. There's a handy little section now. Click on that and it will take you directly through to the podcast feed. There are going to be more podcasts. Also, Anya, we are going to be trying something a little bit different for October as well. So there will be a main podcast, and there will be a very different short podcast video thing. Yeah. So if you want to know more about that, again, make sure you are absolutely tuned. And tuned, you know what I mean? Stay tuned. So yeah, but that's all coming up very soon. And it is now. Look at that. We're still 2 minutes off. 2 minutes off You're fed up of Sims videos already. You see, this was my concern, because I know with a couple of people, I will do, Patricia, I'll send that across in a second. I know with a couple of people, when they've tried to do like just Minecraft videos or just one particular game, they're like, that's really interesting, but I've got to play for 9 hours to get a half-hour video's worth of content. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. It is a lot. But anyway, thank you all for joining. This has been the weirdest live stream I think I've ever done, in terms of readings, and then all of a sudden it finishing. And at one point we had 18, I think it was 17, 18 watching. It jumped up and then it all died off again. So no idea what YouTube's doing at the moment on the back end, but we will see. But that is going to be it from me today. Again, thank you to the mods. They are a wonderful bunch of human beings, mostly human beings. So they are a wonderful bunch of people, and I could not do this without the wonderful mods. So thank you as always to them. Thank you to the members, and of course thank you to each and every one of you for joining me today and for watching and putting up with my sniffles and coughs and splatters as we've gone along. Thank you, Anya, for your super stickers. You're very, very, very generous. Thank you for that. And I will see you all again very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.